Oh, all right. What's up, y'all? This is Rodney, and I'm back. And I wanted to talk about the Real Housewives of Atlanta. This episode was cute. You know, Atlanta is my baby. I sound like Nene when I say that. Atlanta is my baby. So I'm always going to be here for Atlanta, right? You know, it's been a tough, it's been a hard road. It'll probably only get rougher as the season progresses. Um, but we're here. We just gonna talk. I got a lot to say. I don't want to be down here all day. So let's just go ahead and get into it. Let me just say this. This is just my opinion, of course, dipped in facts. But this is just my opinion. It's not the gospel. Um, so I don't want anybody to get upset at some of the things that are about to fly out of my mouth. Um, I'll try to be as respectful as possible, right? But we have to tell the truth. We have to tell the truth and shame the devil. We have to. That's the only way I can operate. I'm the truth teller. Okay. All right. So the episode starts off where it left off. It was basically a to be continued. And it's Shamia asking Drew, "Are you dating Dennis?" Drew, Porsha says that Drew had a birthday party, and Drew's assistant, I guess, messed up the invites. I'm not exactly sure. Long story short, Dennis told Porsha about the party, but Porsha had just taken off her makeup. So she was like, "I'm not coming." Um, she says the next day, she says she saw a picture of Drew, and Drew, um, she was not looking like herself. She looked washed. Now, I have to be honest, the picture that they showed of Drew was not, um, it wasn't the best picture. You know, the outfit wasn't necessarily flattering to Drew's body. That's not me trying to body shame. Drew body looks better than mine, but I'm just saying, you know, the outfit wasn't the best outfit, right? Drew is a pretty girl naturally, but she did say that, you know, Portia's telling the truth. You know, I didn't have any makeup on that night. Blah 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 blah. Um, Girl, let's just talk. I'm not about to go note by note, line by line. I really am trying to understand what Portia's problem is. I think what the issue is, and we have a lot to say about Miss Porsha. Um, I think what the problem is Portia is trying to control the narrative as it pertains to Drew, Dennis, Simon, right? And I get it, it's her life. And I have thought about this all morning. I watched the episode last night. I watched it again this morning. I woke up this morning. I woke up early this morning, girl. I took a melatonin around 11 last night, and I woke up around 6 something this morning. So, anyways, watched the episode again, um, took some notes, and it appears this is what's happening between Drew and Portia. Because I got something for both of them. Portia is playing this game with Drew because Portia is trying to change the course of the conversation from her and Simon to basically her, Drew, and Dennis. Portia really doesn't care about Dennis and Drew working together. Portia really doesn't care that Drew set up a photo shoot for Go Naked Hair. Porsha said that her problem is that Drew is filming with Dennis. And because she's going through so much stress with her soon-to-be ex-husband, Simon, that this could possibly add another layer to it. She did say that sometimes with her and Dennis, you don't know what you're going to get. One day they might be good, the next day it might be bad. And so basically, I'm assuming what Porsha is trying to say is in this environment, right? We know how it can get. We know how shady it can get. She knows firsthand how shady it can get, the things that come out of their mouths, right? Not only do I have to deal with my ex-husband, soon to be ex-husband, but I also have to now possibly deal with my baby daddy and, that situation. But the Porsha starts to confuse me because in one breath, she screams that we're family, right? And I'm getting ahead of myself. Well, Porsha in one breath is, oh, we're family, we're family, we're family. But then when she's sitting amongst the group, she tells them, I don't care if Drew marries him, F's him, or kills him. I think that I think that I think that if I knew, if Porsha came out and said that Dennis and I are in this tumultuous relationship, then it would make sense. But it does kind of start to confuse me when one minute she's considering Dennis her family and she's shooting scenes with Dennis, and then the next minute is I don't care if you unalive him. I think that Porsha just wants to be able to control everything in this situation. And because it appears as though Porsha could be losing control. I think that that's what's making Porsha spiral. Because let's call a thing a thing. You're not concerned about Dennis and Drew. Even when they asked her, is Drew sneaking around upsetting because she's actually a friend that you cared for? Porsha's response to the producer asking her, let me repeat what the producer asked Porsha again. Is Drew sneaking around? Is Drew sneaking around upsetting because she's actually a friend that you cared for? Porsha's response was no, it ain't even that deep. So I don't know if Porsha means that, girl, the friendship with Drew ain't even that serious, girl. Right? I just don't want her feeling with my baby daddy because the truth of the matter is I really don't know what they're talking about. And I need to control what's going on in this scenario. That's really what it is. I don't know what they're talking about, and I need to control what is going on. And if he not filming with me, he not filming with nobody. I will completely get it. If Porsha just wants to control the situation. Here we go with this ring. Like Porsha just wants to hold up. Porsha just wants to be able to control the situation. It was to the point where even I was like, girl, you're really, really angry at Drew. Baby, when Porsha, I told y'all Porsha had some new teeth. I told y'all that Porsha has some new teeth. I told y'all. Didn't I say that? Girl, y'all gonna start listening to me. I said about 2-3 weeks ago, I said, girl, I think Porsha got some new teeth. And y'all was like, I was like, girl, I know new teeth. I know teeth. Okay, girl. I know some new teeth when I see some new teeth. Okay? And when Porsha was talking, she was like, you a low down, dirty individual. God said, girl, what's going on? Girl, you need to go to Dr. Heaven and get your teeth shaved down just a little bit. I don't think they fit in her mouth. She's not used to them. Now, I know this show was filmed probably a year or two ago, whenever it was filmed. But I noticed a few weeks ago You know, I really keep up with Porsha like that. But I noticed a few weeks, I said, I think Porsha got some new teeth. And some of the girls like, Porsha got some, you just be saying, no, Porsha got some new teeth. And in this clip, this is probably around the time she got her new set of chompers. Okay, because Porsha, girl, couldn't even talk right. You a low down, dirty, dirty individual. I said, what? Porsha, no, sister, girl, the teeth, baby. The teeth is teething, baby. Girl, them teeth is teething. And she say, you are a low down, dirty, slimy ass bitch. Your teeth just, girl. I said, oh, baby, no. She gets upset at Drew because she says that Drew she breaks the fourth wall. So as Porsha is going off, I guess she finally did, because at first she was just naming stuff, right? It was at first it was just about the conversation. At first the conversation was really about Drew and Dennis dating, and she was like, "Listen, can I just break the fourth wall and say what it is? It's basically Drew filming with Dennis, and again, it's because Porsha wants to be able to control the environment that she's in. She wants to be able to control the narrative. Now, this is what I have to say about Drew. Drew is so. Girl, I'm about to be done with this ring light. Girl, Drew, I really do think it is electrical. I need to have them come and check this outlet because I think it's the outlet. It's not this ring light, and it's not this power. It was a surge protector. It's not that. It has to be electrical. Anyways, so if the ring light goes out again, it is what it is. Drew. Drew is full of shit. She is. She is. Let me explain to y'all what Drew is doing. And this is what Drew is doing to Porsha. Drew knows that words have meaning. And Drew knows that if I use certain language, it'll appear a certain way. Drew ain't stupid. Okay? So when Drew says things like, he's like my angel on earth, and he is the reason why I got out of bed, and he's my big brother, she knows that when I put stuff out there like he's my angel on earth, and there's already rumors going around that Drew and Dennis are together, be very clear. I don't think that Drew is sleeping with Dennis, and I don't think that Dennis is trying to sleep with Drew. Now, would I put anything past Dennis, especially if Drew and Ralph got a divorce? No, because we know that at this point, Dennis is like community dick. Girl, he done tried to sleep with Kelly. He done took Brittany out on a date. He got every bitch tattooed on his name that live in Decatur, Stone Mountain, girl, Augusta, Savannah, girl, the whole state of Georgia. Remember Porsha said I lick him. Girl, remember she said that at the reunion? So we know Dennis, when it come down to it, he probably if you let him hit, he gonna hit, you know? But I don't think that they have any sexual relationship. I think that Drew knows what she's doing by saying certain words and the way that she describes her relationship with Dennis. I think it's just one of those, I'm going to create this messy scenario, and then when the people start to call me out, I'm going to back away and be like, girl, what are y'all talking about? Me? Huh? What did I say? I didn't even say anything. What are you talking about? She'll start playing dumb and blonde. But Drew know exactly what the hell she doing. It's almost like she's gaslighting in a way. So now you got Porsha who full of shit and Drew who full of shit, and you just got to figure out who more full of shit. You know what I'm saying? The whole photo shoot with Go Naked Hair, I didn't understand, and the only thing I could think about is I know someone who is like an ambassador for, I don't know them, but I've had conversations with someone who is like an ambassador for Fashion Nova, and they have to post a couple of times a week. So I was kind of conflicted about or confused about Porsha's. Again, I think Porsha's just throwing stuff against the wall because if Drew is, I guess, an ambassador or an influencer or someone who is to promote Go Naked Hair, then why would you be upset that she is setting up a photo shoot to promote the brand? Because I thought that was her job. Unless Porsha was going to use Go Naked Hair as part of her storyline this season, and that's why she's mad at Drew. Like, girl, you're trying to take this is my company, and you're setting up basically dates with production to film or to shoot a photo shoot for the show about my company. But unless Drew was going to present the Go Naked Hair as her company, but we know that Drew has a problem with misrepresentation because when she did that whole bullshit with Drop It with Drew, she was just like, you know how she tried to present it like Drew does have I don't know. Drew the way she presents stuff, it's sometimes not truthful. So unless Porsha is saying, I know you were going to try to present Go Naked Hair as if we were that you own part of the company. And that's the problem. Like, I don't know. It's hard for me to figure out because, again, I think at this point, Porsha's just throwing stuff against the wall. I think the issue is that Porsha does not want Dennis and Drew to film. But then I think that she's also just throwing other stuff just to kind of build this case when it's just really you just don't want Dennis and Drew to film because you don't know what they're talking about. And now she's also set the photo shoot up and she looked washed and now it's all about the birthday party and girl, it ain't about none of that, girl. You just don't know what they're gonna talk about. That's it. But Drew full of shit too. Let me look. I've done nothing but root for you. You are a low down dirty individual. I think it's so weird that PJ is sitting here saying literally what Porsha is doing to Drew is the same thing. What she's saying Drew is doing to her is what she literally did to Candy Burris. You want to sit here and scream how you giving Drew all these opportunities and all this stuff? Candy did the same thing to Porsha, and she turned around and got on TV and said, y'all already know what she said. Y'all already know. All right, so they go back upstairs. It was really, really cute. They jump in the water. I thought that was cute. I said, oh, girl, they really jumping in the water with their clothes on. I can't do it. Now I got to go home all wet. You know what I'm saying? Baby, possibly girl sick. And I think Porsha was low-key sick when she met up with Kenya the next day or the day after, whatever. Anyways, so yeah, they jump in the water. It was a foam and all that stuff. It was really, really cute. You could tell Shamia likes to have a good time. So Angela and Charles. Ooh, Charles made me nervous, y'all. I thought Charles gonna say some shit on this show. I feel like Charles gonna be there. I don't know who Charles is, but based off what the people say, they say Charles ain't got no filter, and I can tell already, just that quick. I said, for some reason, I feel like Angela probably got this job because of Charles. To me, how I feel like Cynthia kept her job because of Peter, I feel like Angela probably got this job because of Charles. I feel like Angela and Charles gonna be the new Peter and Cynthia. And Charles may not necessarily be involved in the mess with the ladies, but it's just gonna be the shit that he says. They say Charles is a mess in real life. I didn't know this until one of my friends told me that Charles is a band from Madison Square Garden. Girl, that's all I needed to know. Charles cooks and he cleans. Angela says, baby, she got her a real man. Shout out to the men. Girl, I'm about to go into a whole rant. Shout out to the men who cook and clean. You know, I cannot stand. I cannot stand. I cannot stand. I cannot stomach. I cannot stomach a sorry grown ass man who acts like they don't know how to clean up behind themselves or girl feed themselves. I think that is the sorriest thing in the world. When I hear of grown men walking around here or women walking around here acting as if girl not being cleaned is associated with your gender, no, y'all, some of y'all just be raising sorry ass sons. When I say y'all, I'm talking about the mamas and the daddies. Yes. Okay. Because one of the basic necessities in life, girl, one of the basic things in life should be knowing how to clean up after yourself and put food in your fucking stomach. And if you can't do that, then girl, I can't trust you with nothing. If you can't clean up behind yourself, if you don't know how to keep a clean house, or go in the kitchen and at least, girl, make you a baked piece of chicken, then I don't trust you with nothing. You can't even feed yourself. How you gonna lead me? You can't even clean up after yourself. Get out my face. So shout out to Charles for knowing how to cook and clean, because that's what grown people know. That's what grown people do. Angela is self-made. She has a financial consulting company. She's also renovating 5 properties. It sounds as if the properties are. It sounds because I heard the daughter. I think some of her clients or somebody sent her some flowers, and she was like, I heard her say something about she had been depressed, and I think it has something to do with the properties. I don't think the properties are selling as quickly as she wants to sell them. I don't know, or maybe the renovation process is not going as smoothly as she wants it to go. Hold up, y'all. I'm thirsty. So anyway, she's basically gossiping with her daughter. Oh, they have 4 kids. I think they have 1 together, and then I think he has 1 from a previous relationship, and I think Angela has 2 from a previous relationship. I can't remember. I think they got 4 or 5 kids. But anyway, she's in the kitchen having a conversation with her daughter, gossiping, telling her about the party, and she basically makes reference about not about basically I wouldn't want somebody to work with my ex. And I guess she must have done business with her ex, because Charles was like, "Hold on, because you worked with your ex boyfriend before." Girl, he basically called her on her shit. And then she was like, "Well, I won't want you to work with none of my exes." And then he said, "I'm not going to work with any of those lames." I said, "Oh no." I said, "Oh no." I said, "Girl, he just called these ladies some lames." And right then and there, I got nervous. I said, "Okay, maybe Charles gonna be a handful. Charles gonna be on here saying all types of shit. Charles gonna be offending people. He not gonna care. Charles gonna be talking about everybody." God, Charles give me that he talks about everybody. Girl, he don't care if you're a man, woman, gay, straight, trans woman, non-binary, non-gender conforming. Charles give me everybody can get it. Girl, black women, black men, white men, Asian girl, Hispanic girl, it don't matter. Girl, gay, straight, bisexual, pansexual, saposexual, non-binary, non-gender conforming, trans man, trans woman, everybody can get a lick. That's what Charles gives me. Oh, Kenya and Porsha, they meet up. And as y'all can all, girl, listen, I really tried to hit the restart button with Porsha, but I can't. I told y'all that I said I'm going to hit the restart button with Porsha because this is a new season, and Porsha was in the middle of the promo shoot with the black, the Welcome to the Jungle girl outfit, girl that was on the Jungle Gym. Porsha was in the middle, and I was like, okay, girl, clearly this season is going to be centered around Porsha. Porsha is in charge of the girls. It looks like Shamia is actually in charge of the girls, but and I was like, I'm going to hit the restart button because I just don't want to hate watch. Right now, I'm actually enjoying the season, but I can't hit the restart button. The restart button malfunctioned. The restart button is not working. It's stuck. Nobody is going to convince me that Porsha did not know about Simon and his scamming ass ways. I remember the first person who I heard say this. It was Erica De Niro TV. And I remember her saying some years ago that Porsha moves like someone in survival mode. And I took that as, this is just what I took it as. This is probably not what she meant. But I took it as, you know how there are men and women out there who non-gender conforming, whomever, however, whatever you identify as, girl, people. How there are people out there who are always looking for or having to feel like they have to do certain things in order to make it. Right? Like, girl, you may do some things that you probably wouldn't do under normal circumstances. Like, that's how I took it. Like, Porsha moves like someone who doesn't live in $1 million home before she got with Simon. Porsha moves like someone who doesn't have the money, the cars, the bags, the shoes, the clothes, the weave, the makeup. You see what I'm saying? Porsha continues to move like someone who's always scratching to get to the next level. And it's like, and I've said this plenty of times. At one point, Porsha really, and girl, clearly is coming to fruition, but Porsha really could have been like the face of Bravo. Girl, the face of Atlanta. She really could have been. Porsha was on her way, and then she just dropped the bag. She just dropped the ball when she decided to quit her jobs. Like, shout out to Phaedra, and then go get with this man. And now she comes running back, right? Porsha knew who Simon was. She knew what Simon was about. She didn't give a damn. Because as far as Porsha was concerned, one, she was competing with Shamia. Two, she just wanted access to the private jet. She said this man has been married 5 times. Bitch, this whole time I thought it was like 3 or 4. I thought she was his 4th wife. She said he's been married 5 times. She said one of the marriages was fake. So you get with this man who has been married 5 times. I'm assuming she's his 5th marriage. She said that at one point the cops surrounded his private jet. Last week, she said it got to the point where, girl, when they would go to the airport, they would have to stand in the secondary line. I'm assuming she meant that they couldn't go through TSA pre-check or clear. Now you're saying also that at one point he was in a car, he didn't know that was stolen. I think it was a friend's car. So you have all these things that say that Simon is a scammer. Like I said, girl, Simon been scamming before I was born. Hello? Hello? So it's hard for me to believe that Porsha really honestly didn't know the type of man that Simon was. I think she knew. I just don't think she gave a damn. And even if she didn't know, that's why it's important to try to get to know people before you legally tie yourself to them. But again, Porsha was such in a hurry to probably compete with Shamia and some of the other girls with their rich Africans that she didn't give a damn. She just wanted to say, I have a rich African too. There are too many signs for me to believe that Porsha didn't know the type of man that Simon was. Too many. And now she's trying to jump ship. Okay, cool. I ain't got nothing to do with it. I feel like it's almost similar to like Erica Jane, where they probably don't have anything to do with the mess, but they are benefiting from the mess, if that makes sense. And right before the shit hits the fan, I need to jump ship. I think that's what Porsha did. But the difference is that with Erica probably got with Tom, and he already had the big house, the big house and big cars. He was a lawyer, right? He works these multi-million-dollar cases. So it could appear that the money is very legit. But versus Simon, you don't even know where his money coming from. He's a businessman. I don't know what the fuck that means. When the girls start talking about their man or women, a businessman, what is a businessman? What are you, a lawyer? Oh, okay. Are you you own hair salons? Oh, okay. You a YouTuber? Oh, okay. Oh, I'm a doctor? Oh, okay. But oh, I'm a businessman. What that mean? Hey. It's like Candy Burris saying she's a businesswoman. What does that mean? No, we know how Candy gets her money. Songwriting, the music industry, plays. You see what I'm saying? Restaurants. Like we can pinpoint. We know how Candy Burris gets her money. Anyways, she says that Drew should be trying to protect me as a friend the same way I have tried to protect her. My family is really vulnerable. Girl, Porsha is, when I tell you Porsha is psychotic, I don't come down the other way. Porsha is fucking psychotic. Let's move on because I'm tired of talking about Porsha. Kelly. Kelly. Kelly's ex-husband sounds a mess. He was physically abusive. She said it would be nice. She will sleep in the closet. She said that he closed one of their restaurants. He took $500,000 out of the business account. It's just a mess. So now she's basically, getting it together, and she's about to open up another restaurant. So Kelly is doing her thing. So shout out to Kelly. Brit and Mike. So Brit says that she met Mike when she launched her insurance agency. They really didn't give a background on Brit. Brit has just, how like they gave a background on Kelly. Brit just kind of said, "Oh, I have my own insurance agency," if that makes sense. But they really didn't give like a full introduction. If that's what I'm trying to say. Anyways, so Brit, she said she met her husband when she launched her insurance agency. I think it's the Brit Edie Agency. She said she built her business without the help of a man. I know that's right. So her and Mike are wanting to have a baby. They want to have a girl. They're going to go through IVF so they can choose the sex of the baby. I said, girl, y'all love having these robot babies. I call them robot babies. I be real nervous. I know we in 2025. I be real nervous when y'all I know some of y'all did the same thing. Shout out to y'all. I'm not trying to be funny, but I be real nervous when y'all start picking the sex of y'all babies and stuff. Girl, just have a baby. I don't know. Y'all be like, I want to have a girl and I want her to have blue eyes and brown hair. I'm like, okay, y'all have these Build-A-Bear robot babies and shit. Anyways, it's just a joke. It's just a joke. So yeah, they're going through IVF. Because I think Shamia has like 2 boys and 2 girls. I think her embryos, right? She has 2 boys and 2 girls. So anyways, again, I'm just joking. But yeah, Brittany wants to have a girl. They don't know if it's the right time because I was kind of confused with Brittany's story. I feel like that must be a Airbnb or a rental property because it sounded to, I don't know. I'm not trying to be funny. I really was kind of confused. I think that they're building a home, but I don't think it's the home that they want to move into. And so I guess that they're just going to sell that home to build their dream home. I was confused. I was confused. I was confused. But I don't think the home they live in right now is their home. I think it's just, it sounds like it could be a rental property and they're going to be building their dream home. So I guess now the conversation is about whether or not they want to try to have a baby now while they're in the new house or wait until they get into, I mean, what should they have a baby now or wait until they get to the new house? Brittany says she's the type of person who likes to have a plan. Mike is just like, let's just like, why do you always have to? And I get it because what's the saying? When you have a plan, God will show you otherwise, something like that. But I don't think there's anything. I mean, sometimes we do try. I don't think there's anything wrong with wanting to try, girl. Now, sometimes the plan may not work the way that the way that you have in mind. But I don't think there's anything wrong with wanting to try to have a plan in place, especially when it comes to like bringing children into the world. Mike is just like, why does everything have to be so doom, doom, doom? Because, girl, that's the way we need to try. Now, if it not doesn't work that way, then it doesn't work that way. Um. So yeah. So I guess we'll figure out. Oh, then her mother is going to be moving in with them. I think she lives there already. Um. I feel like they just moved into that house because they were saying how they have to get her room ready. Because I'm like, if they've been in that room, if they've been in that house already, then why isn't a room already, set up for your mom? Because her room is right beside their room, and basically they don't want her beside them when they having sex, which makes sense. And I feel like a house that big, why would y'all put her room? The house looks big enough to the point where I feel like she could be on the other side of the house. I don't know, girl. So yeah, Shamia and Shadina. So Shadina is the surrogate who also, if some of you don't know, Candy Burris had a surrogate with Blaze. Yeah, because she carried Ace, right? What's his name? Ace or Cash? I don't know. I don't know the kid's name. I think it's Ace. Um, yeah, it is Ace. I think KKK Kim. I think KKK Kim and KKK Croy. I think their baby name is Cash. KKK Cash. Hello. Because if the mom and daddy KKK girl, the kids is KKK too. As far as I'm concerned. Anyway, um, so Shadina was the surrogate, and so then Shadina became Shamia's surrogate. This is such a sad situation to me. So basically, Shadina was 32 weeks pregnant with Shamia's baby. Again, she was a surrogate, and she found out she had breast cancer. It's sad because for whatever reason, whether it's health reasons, vanity reasons, if someone gets a surrogate, especially if it's due to health complications on their behalf, you're getting the surrogate. So, you know, because you can't carry your baby due to health issues, but then your surrogate ends up having health issues, right? And now your surrogate has breast cancer. And now they have to literally take the baby early due to your surrogate finding out she has breast cancer. Um, so it's one of those things where the surrogate feels like maybe she felt it was her fault because her job is to make sure that she delivers a healthy baby. And due to the complications that she was having, Shamia's baby has had complications since she was born. Um, but then on the flip side, it's like, girl, your little girl probably saved my life because what if I wouldn't have probably known that I had breast cancer if it wasn't for me being, you know what I'm saying? So it's one of those things where I guess you kind of have to flip it into a positive in a weird way. Um, Shamia says that she had an ectopic pregnancy, and she said that Oh, she said so. Shamia went through 7 rounds of IVF, 7, and she said she had to take basically 8 shots a day every day, 4 shots in the morning and 4 shots in the evening. Baby, that's a lot. Oh, baby, that's a lot. Um, she says that she eventually got pregnant, and then she said one day she felt some pain in her stomach, and she went to the hospital. She told them that she felt pain, and she said there were people waiting, but they told her that she needed to wait also. And she was complaining, but they just told she going to have to wait. And so then when she sat down, she said she was waiting. She said she looked down and she said blood was everywhere. And she was basically like, people don't really believe black women. And we already know that amongst black women, they have the highest maternal mortality rate. And all I could think about was y'all homegirl, Dr. Jackie, when she told y'all, girl, y'all basically y'all bitches just lazy. Go back to work. Remember she said that? Now I'm paraphrasing. She ain't call y'all no bees. I mean, but she pretty much said y'all lazy, go back to work. Mm. Mm. So shout out to Shamia. Shamia, this is a cute scene. I think it's cute that her and the surrogate still keep in touch. I think that's very, very nice. So Brit and Kelly. Oh, Brit got married at the courthouse too. So Brit got married at the courthouse. It sounds as though, girl, y'all got too much going on, girl. Y'all be trying, y'all, girl. So Brit trying to have a baby possibly, and she wants to plan a wedding. I don't know if she's doing all of this season. If she comes back next season, maybe I guess a part of her storyline. But her and Mike got married at the courthouse. She said it was during the pandemic, which makes sense because we were like kind of shut down. Okay. So she said they got married at the courthouse, and I think it was via Zoom. So I don't even think they physically went to the courthouse. So now she wants to plan a wedding, a real wedding, and she wants it to be, intimate and sexy and all of that good stuff, right? Um, Britt tells Kelly because Britt went to Kelly's house. Britt is still stuck on Kenya. Britt wants a problem with Kenya, and and that's just what it is. We don't have no issues with Britt right now. Right now, you know what's going to happen in about 4 or 5 weeks. Now, what's going to happen in about 4 or 5 weeks? I don't know. But right now, Britt is cool. Um, but Britt has an issue with Kenya, and she's still stuck on Kenya, basically asking about her wedding band. I don't think that Britt is starting at the beginning of the conversation. Britt went around basically, and somebody could take it as shade. But she was like, "You're divorced, and you're getting a divorce too, and Portia's getting a divorce." I think that's what prompted Kenya to ask her because she only had on a wedding ring, right? She didn't have on her wedding band. So I think at that point, Kenya was confused on, okay, well, since you saying everybody divorced, well, are you married or are you engaged? You see what I'm saying? And so I think that she took it as if, you know, Kenya was trying to be shady. I don't think that Kenya was necessarily being shady, right? Um, I mean, I guess some people could say, but I mean, based off of you saying that we all divorced, you just got a wedding ring on. Like I don't. So, anyways, I just don't think that Kenya was trying to be shady. I don't. And I think that Britt just wants an issue with Kenya, and as we can see, it's starting already. At least that's what I see. So Drew, Angela, and Shamia, they meet up. They are working out. Um, I like the fact that it looked like Drew and Shamia. I mean, it looked like Drew and Angela actually didn't have any makeup on. Like, I hate when the girls come on camera and the boys, okay, when they come on camera, like, oh, we're gonna work out, but they have a full face of beat. Girl, y'all really working out? Like, I could see if you had just got off work, maybe. You know what I'm saying? But girl, you really came in here with makeup on to work. Okay, girl, whatever. Um, So let me just talk about Drew. Drew says that she always put Ralph before herself. She says that Ralph has taken large sums of her money, wants alimony, percentages of her business, and child support. Girl, y'all correct me if I'm wrong, but I think I remember the way they tried to introduce Ralph to us on our TV screen was if Ralph was just this man in tech who was just so successful. I remember at one point, girl, I saw 8, 9, 10 assistants walking around Drew's home. Hello? So I'm a little confused on how now, based off of how they try to present Ralph as this successful man in tech, that now Drew is telling us that he wants he takes large sums of her money, wants alimony, percentages of her business, and child support. It sounds like Drew married the bus driver. It sounds like she married a nigga who only can pay the light bill. Because if he was making all this money and was as successful as he is, and I don't know how he could turn around and then want her money. Girl, you see what I'm saying? Because I thought it was usually the person who makes the most money is the person who pays the alimony. So if he's trying to take all of this stuff from Drew, y'all gonna have to break it down. The family people, y'all gonna have to let me know. Cause I'm a little, I was like, okay, what's going on, Drew? Drew, I know what's going on. It's no shade. We just gotta call a thing a thing. Drew, you one of those girls who lie and you put on a show and you knew that your man was not what your man was, and you knew that your ass went over there paying all those bills this whole goddamn time, but you wanted people to think that my man is the leader and the protector and the provider and the head of household, when really and truly you were the protector, you were the provider, and you were the leader, and you were the head of household. Clearly. And now Ralph over there about to gag your ass because he want all the goddamn money. Hello? He want all the goddamn money. But this is the same nigga who you low key let come between you and your sister. And your sister was not allowed in your home because her and Ralph were not getting along. If I was Allison, whatever her name is, girl, sister, now I would have cussed my sister out. Now don't get it twisted. I'm gonna still be sisters with my sister. But before we make up, girl, I'm gonna cuss your ass out because I tried to tell you about that low down sorry ass nigga. I tried to tell you about that nigga. But that was your husband. And now your husband is swinging your black ass every which way but loose. Shout out to the husbands. Y'all let these, oh, not y'all. Not y'all. Some of the people be letting these niggas play in their faces. Hmm. Did Shamia ask a question for Porsha? That's what they wanted to know. Did she ask Drew about being with Dennis? Was that for Porsha? Listen, you know, Shamia, we got to get into Shamia a little bit. Shamia is going to have to let Porsha fight her own battles, baby. Because as I stated in my live the other night, I can't recall a time where Porsha has just had Shamia's back. Now I get it. let me be very clear. I understand that Porsha and Shamia are friends. They are best friends. They are sisters. And nobody should let anybody talk about their friend that way, right? Or any way that's, outside of being positive. So I can get how Shamia would want to, defend her friend sometimes. But in some scenarios, girl, I'm not even defending my friend on some fuck shit. Now, I'm not going to let y'all sit here and talk about my friend, but what I will tell you is we can back up off the conversations about Porsha. However, Porsha will be around tomorrow, and you can ask her anything you want to ask her. But we can't just sit around and just talk about my friend like that. You see what I'm saying? It's ways to have your friends back without making you look like a fool. Like, to me, Shamia looks like a fool when she defends Porsha and this shit with Simon. Shamia looks like a goddamn fool, if we're going to be honest. Because for the most part, girl, I feel like most people are starting to wake up when it comes to Porsha, from what I've seen online, and a lot of people are realizing that Porsha is full of shit. But I've been telling y'all this forever. Shout out to the girls who finally waking up. Porsha and Dennis. Baby, I need this light to work because I need everybody to see. Girl. So Porsha and Dennis, they meet up. Pilar is they went to like one of those kids places where the kids can run around and play. I hate those places. I hate them. Girl, I will not go. It's too many germs. Girl, it's too many kids. Girl, I feel like every time I go, I end up coming back sick. Girl, it's just been a mess. I remember one of my nieces had a birthday. I think it was a year before last, and I said, I'm not going. Girl, when I say I don't care who birthday it is, I'm not going. If it's at one of those kids bouncy places where the kids run around, I'm not going. Girl, count me out. Girl, sorry. I'll meet y'all another day. Hello. So Dennis is a mess. Dennis don't owe Porsha shit. This thing where some people out there feel like just because they have kids with someone, that means that you have some ownership over them. I'm here to tell you that you do not own your baby mama and you do not own your baby daddy. Porsha has some nerve thinking that she can control what's going on. The way that Porsha has moved on our TV screen, Porsha can't say shit. Even if Dennis and Drew were having sex, it does not matter because based off of what Porsha said, is Drew sneaking around upsetting because she's actually a friend that you cared for? No, it ain't that deep. So for as far as I'm concerned, based off of what Ms. Porsha said, her friendship with Drew ain't even that deep. So if Drew was opening up her legs to Dennis, Porsha, unfortunately, is the last person who could say a goddamn thing. Girl, not Miss who walks up into her co-worker's home and walked out with her husband in her Hennessy. But you think that you can tell Dennis whether or not he can or cannot film with Drew. You cannot move the way that you move like Porsha and then want to dictate how other people can move. And then want to cry about people not having your back or not having no loyalty. Girl! Girl, as many times as we done seen you throw Candy Burris under the bus, as many times as we've seen you in Kenya makeup and you turn your back on Kenya, as many times as we've seen you sit there and let Shamia be dragged by Phaedra, not go to her wedding, who has Porsha shown loyalty to outside of herself? Probably Miss Diane. This is the same person who was on her spinoff show and was throwing plates across the room, trying to fight this man's mother, trying to fight him. She then got married to this scammer, then had her daughter sit on that man's lap. I'm still here. I'm just blinking my eyes. Then had 17 weddings. Girl. 35 parties. Girl, 77 wedding dresses. But now it's I can't want nobody to have my back. I'm sorry, Team Porsha. Y'all queen don't have a leg to stand on. Not in this scenario. Porsha fucked up when she introduced Fallon as her friend / co-worker, hung out with her outside of filming to turn around and after they get divorced, be engaged to her husband 18 days later. Porsha can never talk about the way that anybody moves for the rest of her life. You can't move the way that Porsha moves on this show when it comes to Shamia, when it comes to her sister Lauren, when it comes to even low-key dealing in some of the ways that she deals with Dennis and Dennis's mother, Miss Gina. The things she said about Candy, right? The list goes on and 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 on. And then have the audacity to sit here and try to tell Dennis who he can and cannot film with, or question why he's filming with Drew. But according to Porsha, the friendship with Drew don't even matter like that. So if it don't matter, then what are we talking about? You just want to be able to control the narrative. And then I'm gonna tell you what some real nasty work that y'all Queen Porsha pulled. Baby, when Miss Thing told Dennis, do what you do, but it's gonna mark how it looks for your daughter. Now y'all want to talk about scenarios where people use the kids as a chess piece in the game? That's exactly what Porsha just did. Porsha just used Dennis's daughter as a chess piece in this game with Dennis to try to what's the word I'm looking for? Basically try to use their daughter in this fight with Dennis about him filming with Drew. Now that is some nasty work. That is some nasty work. At this point in the game, in real life, and y'all know I have been very vocal about Dennis, but the fact of the matter is, Dennis don't owe Porsha shit. The only thing that Dennis is responsible for is making sure that his daughter is taken care of. Outside of that, Dennis don't owe Porsha shit and Porsha don't owe Dennis shit. But for her to expect for her to expect things to go the way that she wants things to go is absolutely crazy to me. I wish that we had, you know what's so crazy? I wish we could have Kenya to talk about. because I don't want to talk about Porsha all season because and I don't want to talk. I'm done talking about Porsha. I wish we had a Kenya storyline. Damn, girl. Because at this point, Cynthia ain't giving us nothing. She's just a friend of the show. Basically, the season really gonna be about. Right now, it's really just gonna be about Porsha and Shamia. Really, Porsha. She's getting the most scenes. And then when the shit hits off, breaks off with Kenya and what's her face? Anyways, great. That's it. Let me look over these notes to make sure. Are you dating Dennis? Next day, she posted a pic. Drew has been an angel on earth. Porsha got some new teeth. Can I break the fourth wall? Drew set up a photo shoot. They jump in the water. Angela and Charles. Kenya and Porsha. They both have Rolls Royces. Well, Porsha, you see, Kenya bought her own Rolls Royce. Let me shut up. Drew should be trying to protect me as a friend the same way I've tried to protect her. Girl, no, you haven't. My family is really vulnerable. Girl, the police surrounded the jet one time. Kelly and her husband, Brit and Mike, Shamia and Shadina, Black women, Brit and Kelly, $500,000 out of the account. Drew, Angela, and Shamia. Ralph, girl, is a kept husband. That's what I got out of it. Did Shamia ask the question for Porsha? Is Shamia Porsha's lapdog? I mean, is she Porsha's lapdog? All right, girl, that's it. All right, I'm gone. I'll talk to y'all later. Have a good day. Bye, y'all.